Welcome into Pick Six presented by KFAN. I am Tatum Everett alongside Gabe Henderson and the voice of the Vikings, Paul Allen. And we've got another good set of questions that you guys submitted after the Vikings fell out of playoff contention with a loss against the Packers on Sunday Night Football. But it's time to gather the troops. We've got one more game left to go, a big one on Sunday, guys. And so with that in perspective, though, let's start off with our first question being the best thing we saw from the Vikings this season. Each of us gets 30 seconds on the clock, and we'll have PA start this one off.
Well, that would be Greg Joseph kicking a walk-off winner against the Green Bay Packers. Now, not only was it significant because it beat the Green Bay Packers, but it was Greg's third walk-off winner of his career. The first one he had took place with the Cleveland Browns, and he walked off on Detroit at US Bank Stadium. Same thing against Green Bay, and it's so difficult to beat the Green Bay Packers, but that positivity you see right there, that rings truly during the course of the 2021 season, so that's the best thing I saw.
Yeah, and that was a moment Greg said he would never forget, and so yeah, that's a good one, PA. I like that. Well, Gabe, you're up next. 30 seconds.
Well, for me, KJ Osborne's ascendance is the catapult to this Vikings season. Coming off of a year, we had 0 catches, 0 targets, to now have 49 receptions, over 600 yards and 6 touchdowns, not to mention the walk-off winner against Carolina and the 2 longest Vikings touchdowns this season. The 64-yarder against Arizona and the 62-yarder against the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a guy that, I mean, we know, everyone talks about when it comes from year 1 to year 2, this guy, NFL players make the biggest jump in their career, and we saw KJ Osborne being another testament of that, as we see right here on the screen. I remember talking to his mom before the Chicago Bears game, and she said, I'm happy for my boy, but also I'm nervous, but in the same breath, I know my boy's a warrior, and we know that warrior mindset has propelled this Vikings offense to being a top 10 passing offense in the NFL today.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say he might win the Most Improved Player award from last season to now. Well, my best thing that I've seen so far this season was the Seattle Seahawks win. It was the first time fans were back in US Bank Stadium. It had been a long time coming to see the snowfall from the top of the roof. And then after 2 rough goes in weeks 1 and 2, it was great to see the team come out there and get their first win of the season, and really one of the only games where you sat back and felt comfortable with that win. And so, you know, for me, it was a huge moment, not only for this team, but for the fan base as well. And on a personal note, it's been my favorite game so far because it was my inaugural game here. So I had a lot of fun at that one. All right, we got to move on to those fan questions that you submitted via Twitter. And PA, you've got this first one on deck from Cody M. Will Cousins be QB next year?
I don't see why he wouldn't. I mean, he's under contract. I'm not a soothsayer, but Kirk's very good. And when, you know, Gabe was describing the best thing that he had seen all season, talking about KJ Osborne, anybody take a peek at Kirk throwing KJ open front left of the end zone? Kirk, super accurate, great arm strength, needs a lot around him to go exactly as planned for things to go incredibly well. But nevertheless, I hope Kirk is the quarterback next year, and quite honestly, I don't know why he wouldn't be.
All right, right on time, PA, not bad. It's like you've done this before. All right, Gabe, we've got another one to get to in question 3. This is from Ryan Stacksetter. He says, now that we are officially eliminated from the playoffs, what is the range of our first round draft pick?
Well, if the season ended today, the Vikings will have the 13th overall pick. And we know there's one more week left of games, and we know that can change the trajectory of whether we were seeded here or not. But we can go as low as 9 and as high as number 16. And with that said, we know the Vikings, they do have one more game. And those guys on the field this upcoming Sunday, they do not care about where we draft in this upcoming year's draft. Yeah, we haven't had a top 10 draft pick since Anthony Barr in 2014. But like I said, whoever's on that field on Sunday, they care about their contract next year. They care about their pride. They care about being on a roster, but more importantly, getting a win on Sunday.
All right, question number 4 coming at you from Derek at Giant Champs 12. He asks, why did Kellen Mond not play the rest of the game when we were down 27-3 and literally had nothing else to lose? PA.
Well, I can't exactly answer that question because I'm not privy to the offensive plan. But there was a lot of that I saw on social media about why Kellen didn't start the game. He's a rookie, third-round draft pick. Sean Mannion only has 2 starts. Think about it. Do you really want a rookie quarterback to make his debut in a nationally televised game at Lambeau Field when it's -10 against Aaron Rodgers and the best team in the NFL? That answer is no. So then Kellen comes in, he goes 2 for 2. Anybody see the third pass? He threw it right to Chris Barnes. It should have been a pick 6. Chris dropped it. Kellen's not ready to play. He wasn't ready to play that evening. He came in, did the best he could, but when it comes to the balance of a game, Kellen's not ready.
All right, I'm excited for this next question, Gabe. This is from Jeremy Casperson. He says, of Kellen Mond, Chaz Surratt, Wyatt Davis, and Patrick Jones, who could start next year?
Well, out of the 3 guys that were drafted in the 3rd round of the 2021 Vikings draft, I got to go with the Tar Heel, Chaz Surratt. Of course, he only played 86 snaps. He only played in 8 games this year. But learning from guys in Eric Kendricks and Anthony Barr, that is going to be beneficial when it comes to playing in year 2. Yeah, those game reps mean a lot. And this is a guy that all these coaches, they were raving about all offseason. He's a former Tar Heel quarterback turned linebacker, and now he's a quarterback of the defense. Having that valuable experience and that valuable time learning from some of the best linebackers that have played here, I think it only suits well for him to get a start next year, understanding that he has the physicality, now the smarts to go with it.
I had a feeling you'd pick the North Carolina guy out of that one when we saw that
Speaking
question
of North Carolina,
submitted.
though, rest in peace, Stuart Scott, former Tar Heel.
Amen.
He died 6 years ago
That's
today.
insane.
Tar Heel.
Absolute legend for sure. Well, this final question was submitted by Troy Hedke, and I like this creativity he had going on. He asks us, which venue was your favorite Friday football feast? So, PA, it's your show. You do the honors. What was your favorite?
Yeah, this is a great way to get the old announcer booed at the majority of the Buffalo Wild Wings we do Friday shows at, except for Monticello, Buffalo Wild Wings, Monticello. Now, we go there yearly, and it's an hour and change to get up there, but at Buffalo Wild Wings, Monticello, it's more than a radio show. It's like an event. I mean, it's packed every single time, a genuine level of appreciation for not only the Vikings, but the radio show. I love that group up there, salt of the earth, Buffalo Wild Wings, Monticello.
Very nice, very nice. Gabe, that was when you went to, I think.
Yeah, PA, you took it right from me.
Oh,
the one Monticello,
man.
driving an hour and a half. Of course, this was like my first year outside of Minnesota. So to drive an hour and a half and see some visuals, I was like, oh, there's a place here. Oh, there's a place there. And then getting there and then seeing how raucous the crowd was. I think that was the same Buffalo Wild Wings trip that I made a bold prediction about St. Thomas Academy, and it kind of came back to haunt me, even though we won the game. But more importantly, just the energy there was just unmatched. I love that one.
Well, I'll tell you what, to come up with that Chaz Surratt opinion like you did, you need an hour and a half drive to think about that one.
Well, guys, my favorite one, I think, besides being at Roseville twice, because I felt like I saw some repeat fans, which was really neat. I also really liked going to Apple Valley. I thought that crowd was huge. It was the biggest one that I had seen so far, and it really just made my day when the Skull Stormtrooper walked in, and I was like, okay, now we've reached peak Friday football feast level. For me, it's been a really memorable part of the year covering the Vikings. This season covering the Vikings is meeting all the fans, and what better way than to do it at Friday Football Feast?
Well, on behalf of 9 to Noon and KFAN, I can't thank you guys enough for helping my radio show this year, beginning at 11 a.m. Buffalo Wild Wings Egan this week.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
guys have been great, and it's glad to hear you enjoyed yourselves because Charge and I have definitely enjoyed your company.
Oh, for sure. And I have enjoyed getting the insight from Charge and getting to know you guys as well. And we still have more pick sixes throughout the whole entire offseason as well. So be sure to keep an eye out on Twitter and find at Tatum Everett or at Gabe A. Henderson at PA on the mic. And you can try and submit those questions, see if they make the show. You guys have been pretty good ones so far. So for Gabe and Paul, I'm Tatum Everett, and this has been this week's Pick Six.